Hi everyone, I've come back down the plot. It's a few days have passed since I came down and put them peas on the new net and everything. I've come to dig some potatoes up and by the looks of it pick some more berries and strawberries. There's plenty of blueberries on there, so I need to get them off because the wind's picking up a little bit and I don't want to drop it off because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get up again. It could be in a week or so yet. Another picking up my peas as well. I've got a few here that were the sort of second thought idea, but I'll leave these because I'll keep these for seed for next year. Sunflowers are doing alright, they're right above my head here. I've just put a couple of supports around, just some cable ties with about 6-inch piece of jute twine, just because they need to be able to sway about a little bit to obviously give them a decent trunk, so they're fairly sturdy. I'll have a look around the plot in a minute because I've got a few problems. One of my raspberry plants has just decided to give up. So I think I don't think it's wise for me to grow raspberries here anymore. I used to be able to do them fine, but the last few attempts they've just not been good. I just think it's the soil here isn't good for them. Unless if I build up a lot of manure and make fresh ground for them, but that takes time, and I just want somewhere I can pick them at will. So maybe in the back garden I might put a few plants at some point, or if these survive the year and they go into dormancy, I might take some back home with me then, if I can find some space for them. I've got garlic rust, a bit of mildew on stuff. There's a few things that are looking a bit ropey. So, well, that's just the way it goes. So I'll come and get the camera and we'll have a quick look round. I know it's not so long since you've seen the last sort of look round, but I thought while I'm here, I might as well give you a look round. You can kind of see how it's progressing, and then we'll get on with some spuds. I think going to pull some Charlottes out. I don't know, I might harvest the whole row or just some, I don't know, it depends on the energy levels. So we shall see how that goes. So I'll come get the camera and have a look round. May as well start off in here in the fruit cage with the blueberries. Let's say it's probably, I think it's about 3 nights ago, all these were all picked of the right ones. So it just goes to show how fast they start ramping up, and obviously the more you harvest, the more energy it can give to the younger berries to get them going. It doesn't stress the plant out too much. Otherwise you'll have loads of puny fruits. I mean, I don't know how that one's going to do this year because there's a lot of fruit on that one branch. This one here was a bit topply the other night, so I had to secure it with a bit of jute twine there to a cane because it was pretty much laying down. All in all, plenty to pick at here. Grapevines are going mad. I need to do some of them. They've been here for a few years and I've still not even trained them to anything. I just keep hacking them back and they keep growing. So some of it seems to grow alright. Don't really produce much grapes. Get some small ones I usually eat while I'm here, but not so much. Right, we'll have a look out here. There's a raspberry. These are polka. That's the one that's last couple of weeks it's just sort of just died a death really. No, can't understand why. Possibly some sort of root problem, I imagine, because in the past when I've had problems I've dug them out, the roots have been black, so I don't know, it's not the best soil on this plot. These beds were sort of prepared and they've had some stuff put in them, but these other ones kind of look okay. There's a few raspberries forming on them and that down yonder. Strawberries, this half are doing okay, still producing fruit. Obviously, I don't know if you can see, but other things are enjoying it too. And then these have gone a bit berserk. And these are the leftover sort of odd bod peas. Here's screen shaft again, so like I say, they're a bit straggly them, so I'll just leave them to go yellow and overripe, because there'll be a few hundred seeds off this net which I can use for my seeds next year, because my own always tends to do better. So there's just that half of the strawberry roll there which was suffering, but Mrs was down here and she's had a bit of a clear out on it, and it's had a bit of a feed with some bloodfish and bones, so see how they go. We'll try to get some runners off later this year, and I need to sort something out for strawberry bed, which I might actually make in my asparagus. I think the asparagus bed is going. I've got 5 crowns over on the far side which seems to come back each year, so I might use half it for strawberry and this half for the asparagus, or I might move the asparagus or get rid of it altogether. I don't know, I've not started planning for next year as yet. I've had a few sort of ideas, but they're always changing. I'll have a wander around the jungle. So here's the peas, and first bit of good news is they're all still there and they're all pointing upwards, so that is a good start. So that's a bit of a relief. I didn't know whether some rabbits had come and nail them, because I know they've done it to neighbouring plots before. Sweet corn, growing okay. I think it just needs a good water. We had a bit of rain today, but it does need consistent rain now, because these beds are really, going dry. Excuse me. This excuse of a cauliflower, it's actually formed a head. I've only just spotted that, so that is a bonus. That's going to come home, because the slugs will eat it otherwise. So that's not all bad. There's another one forming down in there. So I'm going to get some cauliflower, which is more than I hoped for, off the state they were when they started. That one just gave up ages ago, that. But like I said, I've got a full batch ready to go in, or desperate to go in. Onions, like I said, there's a few. Been suffering, but overall, the majority, I don't know how many's in there, 144 onions. I'm not bothered if I've lost like 15-20% of them, to be honest. There's plenty to go at. So they need to, next couple of weeks, I think they'll be good to go. So we'll try, because we're having forecasted a little bit of showers and stuff, so it'll give them a chance to just get a good drink and plump up a bit, and then they'll be ready to come out. So these are the peas. Looking a bit worse for wear now, so I've got a second picking of these. Hopefully caught them a bit earlier, and they've got a bit more, because the peas they're a bit tough, the other peas, but I've blanched them and they're all in freezer. I think I did it with about nearly 5 kilo of peas, so there's plenty of peas, and I've got plenty more to come. These courgettes have just started to really perk up a little bit. That one at the end is trying its best, but that's just, this bed is so dry. It doesn't help, because the stuff's been tunnelling in it early in the year, so there's like air pockets, so I have to keep trampling them out, and when you soak it, it just tends to fly straight through it. So I've got a few beans here I'm going to pick off to try and give the plant a bit more chance, because there's no point in trying to provide the beans and try and grow. I want to try and go for plant growth a little bit first, because they've never come out of sulk mode really. There's still a few that have not even grabbed on yet, so they really have struggled them. I don't know why I didn't plant them out early. I don't know whether it's been cold in June, obviously, because it's been a bit dry, but I have watered them every time I've been here. I've given them a good drink, but they're still struggling. Solent white garlic, absolutely covered in rust. You can see here, rusty everywhere. See, the only thing that worries me about this is, like, same every year, I take it home, and where my drying rack is, it's right near me alliums that are in the back garden, so I worry about spores blowing on that. But I might just put something to try and avoid it, I don't know. But they're any time now. Well, I wish they'd hurry up, to be honest. Spring onions, they've got rust. I might actually pull them out tonight, take them home, chop them up, freeze some and keep some. Because I might as well just use that space for something else. Beetroot, there's some on there I can pull, and I start concentrating on clearing some beds to see what space I've actually got, in case I want to do a late crop. Cabbages, doing okay. Slugs seem to be enjoying them. I've got one there that's trying to bust a flower out, and that's the multi-head one that I did the other week that I cut, and it's done its thing. It's popping out. I think it's 4 little heads. It just goes to show you can do it if you want. And then there's another one over there I've done. It's trying. I think I've got, how many have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full hearts, and then I'll leave that one be till I've had enough of this bed and get it empty. Because the side shoots are still coming up. So I'll keep them going until I've got rid of everything. Because most beds should start getting emptied at a similar sort of time. Right, spuds. I say these look a bit of a sorry state. We've had a bit of rain today, so if there's blight about, next 2 weeks the symptoms will show. I haven't sprayed, I've run out of spray now, to be honest. I've not sprayed them since obviously the last, I don't know, when was it, probably a week and a half ago, so it's probably washed off, or it's lost its use, because you do need to keep reapplying it, which I'm not going to bother doing. I'm just going to let it run its course now, and just deal with it. And then when it comes, cut the tops off. I mean, these Charlottes and the Maris Pear, not so blight resistant. I've got the Sar Palmyra, which is supposed to be blight resistant, and then Orla, got 3 rows of Ola at the back, which are supposed to be, I think, tuber resistant to blight. So they've got some resistance to it. So the main croppers can sit it out a little bit longer. Even though some of the tops on them look a bit withered, but I think that's just down to being so dry. And I don't want a big downpour in them to all swell and split or get hollow centres, you know, because I can see the odd little potato poking out at the side. I don't know, you won't be able to make out, there's a little gap through there. So when I clear these shallots, I need to make sure everything else is hilled up. Even if I don't dig all the shallots up, if I cut the tops off, make sure they're earthed up fine, then they should be okay to come and dig over the next week or so. I think that's the tour done on asparagus ferns, massive as usual. I'll start getting them away soon. So I shall get on, because I don't know what this weather's going to be like. I'll try and video some of it, but hopefully if I can pull the whole row out, fine. If I can't, I'll just get what I can out. I don't know how I'm going to film this, because there's not a lot of room, if you see what I mean, to try and do a proper reveal. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. I might just dig so many plants up, weigh them and do the reveal like that. I don't know. We'll just wing that one and see how it goes. So I shall get on with the joyful job of cutting some tops off, and we shall start the dig. Right, apologies, but my audio recorder has just gone on the blink, so it's just going to have to be camera only. So I'll probably put a bit of music over this bit, and then I'll probably speed it up, and then we'll look at weighing whatever I harvest. It's a bit of a disappointment, but I've got nothing here to actually record on now, apart from this old phone that I'm using for a camera. So it'll just have to be as good as it gets, I'm afraid. So let's get digging. Right, I've just had to delete a few files. My camera was full, so I'll move you down a bit nearer so you can have a look. So you can't see much from miles back there. Put you about there. My spade, well, my fork handle out the way. Now, just check it's recording, yep. I mean, you get a few poking out the top here, a bit green, but you can peel the green away. they're a decent size and everything. It's a case of without turning it over, and it's like treasure sometimes. Provided you get a decent amount, you start seeing them popping out underneath. Just flip it over, and then you dink one with a fork, but I'm not worried about that. Still get eaten. Well, there's a bit of a variation in size, another dink there. Not to worry. A little bit of muck on the end, but yeah, I'll keep a check on them over the next few days. They start getting any going bad in the tub before I put them in a sack. I might get a fairly warm day actually where I can get them outside to dry. Because those of you who've watched me potato reveals before, I've dug a lot up. I tend to lie them out on the ground for a bit to dry out. Sneaky couple just hide in there. I've no idea what weight I've got, but it's looking like it's a bit more than the Duke Yorks were anyway. I'm not going to bother with any of them tiny ones on there. You know, they are a bit erratic. You get some plants with loads and some with not so many. It's so humid. This is proper blight weather this. I'm sure I'll just dig to spud. I shall find out. Yeah, right through it middle. Oh no, them been like pressed together and not been able to swell apart. With scabby area there. I won't bother keeping that actually. Alright. It's the old remains of the seed potato somewhere on there. Oh, it's a bit green that one. Overall it's not a bad crop. What I'll probably do is I'll turn this soil back over. When I come down to dig these other ones, just in case I've left a few. So there's a gap here, so I presume this would have failed a bit. Rot it off at some point. Yeah, there's tiny spots here. I'm not going to keep them, just in case they rotted off for a reason. Last plant this. Taking out the sides. And that one's got a hole in it there. That's where I've just digged it. Yeah, a lot more sort of uniform in size. The Duke Yorks were. So I've got tubs with some Duke Yorks in at home. I might reveal them on a video. They're just in some my own compost, I think. Nothing special, no frills or anything. Trench because it used to spread everywhere. They did. Good crop, I like. time for a bit of a weigh-in. See what we've got. The other tub. Just split the two in half, or thereabouts. Bad guess, half, but nevertheless, right. Go and get me scales. I don't know whether you can hear me because it's fair old windy. Let's bring the camera up a bit. Right, I've got an empty one here. I'm going to weigh that one first. I can cancel the pot out and see what I've actually got in split weight. It's alright. I'll pick this up now without some all spewing out everywhere, hopefully. Do it slowly. Let's see what I've got in there. 20.5 pounds in that one. And this one. That one's 19.5. Pretty much 40 pound of spuds there. So it's about £2 a plant roughly I've got out of it. So yeah, not the best, but not bad. Not bad at all. Right, I'll get on with some harvesting. As I say, sorry about the older audio, but there's not a lot I can do about it. I need to buy a new device. It's just a little MP3 recorder with a little microphone I have on it, and it's just none of the command buttons will work on it. It won't record. It just keeps flying through the folders. So it's just one of them things that happen. So I just might have some audio for the beginning of this video. I don't know. Like I say, I came down to get these spuds out, so I'm going to do a bit more harvesting, and I'll put camera on. You can see what else I've got. So I'm only here really to get peas and berries, so it's a bit similar to the other night, apart from potatoes. So I better get on with that. Right, I brought the camera lower down so you can maybe hear me a little bit better out the wind, because it is picking up a little bit, so you sort of nestled down about 18 inches off the ground. So I'm going to try and see if I can pull anything out of this beetroot. Hopefully I can twist anything that's ready out. There'll be more than what I need in here anyway. So probably a variety of sizes. It's just to allow some of the ones to swell up until comes a point when the garlic's ready, and then I'll probably just clear this bed. So there you go. Let's just start at one end really and just try and twist them out. They're probably quite woody, some of them, but it's not a bad sized beetroot. And just sort of have a feel with my fingers, find what's steady and what's not. Another one. That's nice. I don't mind them. I don't mind them. No bigger than that really. minute. Yeah, considering it's excuse me, I'm suffering with a cold at the moment. Considering it's been a bit of a play it by ear sort of year, I've not done too bad crop wise. Well, so far anyway. And then yeah, there's still quite a bit of the year left. Might be a bit small, this one. Yeah. It's been a pretty hectic year with work and family life. Also, there's like the band, and I've been fishing as well, so it's nice to get back to some of my old sort of favourite hobbies. You know, because the gardening can be quite demanding, because you need to sort of be on it when the season's here, and you can't kind of just think, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, because it can all go wrong very quickly. I mean, I don't mind them that size, to be honest. Nice and you know, good, bit bigger than a golf ball. Yeah, so everything with the band's going okay. Some people have been asking for videos to go up, but if there's anything that goes up, it's usually either on the band's YouTube page or the band's Facebook page. The band's called The Waiting. Just put The Waiting Blackpool Covers Band and you'll probably find it. I'll put the link below, and I'll also put the link for the Facebook page below, any gigs that are coming up. If any of you are near Southport, we've got a gig in Southport in September. September the 8th, I think it's at the Cock and Rabbit, I think it's at. It's an afternoon gig. So feel free to pop down and say hello if you're in the area. That's September the 8th, and there's a couple more later in the year as well, I think. Let's just keep it on there, on top of everything. You know, work and the gardening, all the band stuff. It keeps me busy, it keeps me out of trouble anyway. So I don't want to be sat at home, bored out my head. Yeah, I think if we have a sudden downpour of rain, these will suddenly swell, because there's a lot that are just sort of like below golf ball size. I'll probably miss the odd one that will end up like a bloody grapefruit or something. But I think that's about all I'm going to take for now. I'm just going to fan them up and hill the soil up the side, just to keep the tops upright and any light off the top. Just kind of dry them off a bit. You know, you get a bit of a harvest of your beetroot. Variety bolt hardy, I think, yep. That's what I usually do. Well, you can sow this now as well, it's still time to sow it. I'm not going to sow anymore because there's not so many of us who eat it. I need to actually grow less of this every year and just have a small area. Even a square foot would do me, with about 10 or 15 in would probably last me a long time. So that's the beetroot. I'll let you have a look at the rest of the harvest, and then I shall get off home, I think. Right, I'll show this harvest now. We've just got spring onions there, absolutely loads of them. There's a nice smell coming off them. Oh, I just need cleaning up, strip them down and chop them, freeze some and then keep some, because they're okay to cook with as well. Got these 2 lots of shallots, like £40 of spuds there. Beetroot you've just seen me pick, nice little harvest there. A few peas, not as many as I thought there'd be. There's still some swelling, there's some that have gone over, so I'm going to leave them and keep them as for seeds. Some of the cobra French beans. So I'm taking them off, trying to allow a bit of life back into the plant to get it to climb. Blueberries, some strawberries, there's like £4 of fruit there. So overall, it's nice to come up and harvest and take something back with you, rather than coming here and doing a lot of graft and going on with a bad back. It makes it all worthwhile. So that's it for this video. Next one will be in the garden, and then obviously they'll be digging up the Maris pears and a cauliflower harvest. Just turn the camera around. So yeah, I'm going to leave that cauliflower in that bed over there for a few more days yet, you know, because there's some smaller ones in there, so it's just, I think it can get a little bit bigger before it opens up. We're due, you know, a couple of days rain, so I think the head will be okay because it's not any downpours. So that's it for this video. So thanks for watching, take care, and I will see you well, next week probably. See you now, bye.